Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of B to Z. Today is July 3rd, about 5 p.m. in the evening, and it is one hot day. Yesterday the heat index was about 106. Today feels just as hot, and I think the bees think the same. So you can see the bees are all lined up on different surfaces, the vertical surface, the horizontal surface. Fans are fanning their wings and ventilating the hive. They're trying to keep the queen inside cool. They're trying to keep the brood at the right temperature. But I can tell you that it is hot, and the bees do what bees do. So this is what they do when they want to keep the hive cool. They'll fan it, they'll ventilate it, they move a lot of air throughout the entire hive. The top of this hive is ventilated, it's got a screen top board or inner cover, and this is how they move. If you put your hands in front of those bees or just on top of them, you can feel the airflow. There is no entrance reducer on this hive, and highly would not recommend it this time of year. I do have some hives with entrance reducers, but that's because there's a lot less bees in there. So when you have a colony like this, which is very massive, the more bees you have in the box, the more heat they produce. They need to be able to cool that hive down. So with the smaller hives like splits and nukes, 3 frames and 5 frames, where there are not many bees in there, then you can get away with reducing the entrance. But when you have a hive that's hopping and it's full of bees, you need to make sure that they can ventilate that hive to keep them cool. Bees die with high temperatures. They will die, and if they're able to, they will abscond. They will take off. They will leave. There are going to be more signs of them overheating before they actually abscond. So here they are. They're ventilating, right? So this is normal, and then you'll see them bearding. And then when you see a humongous beard on the outside because it's so hot, you're pretty close to possibly getting absconded if the heat is still going to get worse. If your hive is not ventilated well, you risk the chance of complete 100% abscond. They'll be gone. They'll find a different place to stay where they can stay cooler. So make sure you keep those entrances open. And if you're able to run a screen inner cover, then do that as well if you live in these hot climates. Again, this isn't a blanket statement for everybody across the nation or for people that have smaller hives with less bees. So if you have a strong hive, meaning you have 10 frames of brood and she's still laying and you have plenty of boxes on top, then you need to keep a close eye to make sure that your bees are able to ventilate. So again, this is quite normal. This is good. This is just one hive that's ventilating. I'll show you some more hives that's doing the same thing. Let's take a walk down the line here. So here's a simple one example of a 10 frame that isn't strong. They've lost their queen. The queen's actually out probably mating today. And I have the entrance reduced by about 50%. But again, you can still see that they're ventilating, but it isn't as much because there aren't as many bees in here. So this hive has been struggling with a queen for about 2 months now, and the old queen finally dead, and then there's a new queen coming, so there hasn't been a lot of new brood here. So the population has been dwindling, and so this is why there's not that many bees out. So they still want to ventilate, but not as much. Okay, so you can see the other one right here next door, same thing. That is a brand new split, maybe about 10 days old. The queen is out again also, probably mating, and it's got few bees in there. So again, the entrance is probably about 90%, 80-90% closed, and you still see a few bees there in the front ventilating the hive. So this shows you that it's important that you give your bees the area to ventilate that they need. So you got a strong hive, very strong hive, open up that entrance. Strong, the hive's not that strong, you can reduce that entrance and they'll still be able to ventilate. But again, it's really important that they can ventilate. Here's another one. This entrance even smaller. So just a couple of bees there, and they're able to ventilate just fine. That's a 5-frame nuke, and they've actually been weakened quite a bit. They've had some robbing going on, and they had a feed bucket on top, which unfortunately leaked inside. So that created quite a bit of damage to them. So I've reduced them by about 90%, and they're doing just fine. Again, there's not many bees in there. All those 5 frames, they really should probably be in 2 or 3 frames, but I don't have the equipment to switch them over at this time. So I use what I have to get them through the heat. Alright guys, here's another one. And these guys, actually both of those guys, they're also fanning. You'll see that the one with the pink entrance there's a bit more fanning there. I probably should open that door up a little bit more. I'm a little reluctant on opening up that door because it's a 3-frame nuke and the queen has just started laying there. So I would prefer to wait a couple more weeks before just got stung in the leg. So anyhow, yeah, I would rather wait a couple more weeks for these guys to get a little stronger before I open up that entrance a little bit more. All right, guys, let's look at one last one. Yeah, and you'll see on this one, they're also ventilating. They're fanning their wings. They're pointed right towards the entrance, and they're trying to pull that air out of that hive. So again, make sure when you guys are managing your bees that you also are looking into keeping them nice and cool in this heat. Once again, if you like my videos, subscribe. Hit your notification button, this way you know when my next video comes out. Hit that like button and post down your comments down below. I appreciate all your comments and suggestions. And like always, thanks for watching another episode of B to Z.